That's what the software says. Ooh, it says it's starting. Ooh. There's going to be like 10-second delay on that, so.
Just take this opportunity to scratch myself.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something there. Okay. Maybe we should actually look at that. Ta-da. Hello. Thank you for watching, if you're watching right now. Today we're going to try and cast, I don't know if you can see it very well, this little piece. It's, oh, really bright. Piece of a tripod leg. This is not the broken one. There was a broken one that a friend of mine did not give me. He gave me one that was working. And we're going to try and cast that out of aluminum today. In order to do that, I need to make a new mold. We're not going to be able to just take this and cast it. Yeah, just we can't destroy that. Well, we can if we're successful in making new pieces, but we don't want to destroy it. So we've created this lovely mold, and we will put this into sand and pour some hot aluminum in there, and hopefully that will look like this. And in order to make this void, to actually put the pole for the tripod leg in there, we have this section here, which will actually be a hard sand core. We've already pre-made that. It'll be added to the mold later, and we're going to show that here in a bit. Anything else we should add, or get to it?
No, let's get started.
Okay, I'm going to give this to you.
Okay.
And I guess we'll go fire it up.
All right.
And I'll meet you back in the sand room. Well, Mike says it's hot, so whatever. Yeah, do you have it loaded with aluminum?
I do.
Okay.
The crucible is full, so we're going to go ahead and put it in the foundry here.
We can get a cam shot in that here in a minute, maybe.
Sure. Put that in there before we light it, because it's easier to move around when it's cold.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Understatement of the century.
Yeah, you'll see in a minute here. We have to pick it out in a very precarious way that don't recommend ever doing. So, don't try this at home or something. Put a little fire. Contact. What is going on there? Yeah, it wasn't quite lit.
There it goes.
Yeah, it just could have been an explosion or something,
That's the sound we like to hear.
I don't know how loud this sounds in the mic. We'll have to check in a minute. Okay. This will be fun later.
Alright, Mike's going to do a little guided tour with the camera here. Taking it off the tripod. That's a propane burner. It's got a mixing nozzle on it. We lit that with a chunk of paper towel that was flaming in the bottom there. The crucible is made of a propane cylinder, a little green Coleman can that we cut the top off of. Those are usually good for 3 to 5 uses. This one's pretty new. We got it in the foundry there and it's getting heated up. I'm going to put the lid on now to keep the heat in a little bit better. And we'll check back on it in a little bit.
There we go. Okay. Enough of that safety gear.
So here we are back in the sand room. We've got our parts, and of course if you know about how casting works, basically we're going to sandwich this in sand, and it, unlike the original part, it comes in half like that. So we'll take half with one side of the sand, half with the other side, and then pull them out to leave the void. So I'm going to put one side here in this box that we built. It's called a flask.
Can't remember if it's the cope or the drag.
No, I can't. One's called the cope, one's called the drag, and I don't remember which is which. So
and, neither term matters. So
yeah. So I got this placed in here, and as soon as I can find the hammer that I normally use,
I'll grab it for you.
Hammer there.
You want the wooden or the rubber one?
I'll take the rubber butt one. It's on the wall there. We've got this sand here. This is a mixture of silica sand, bentonite clay, and water. It's called green sand. Don't take our advice on green sand. We are not experts. Actually, I remembered. Before I do that, I'm going to baby powder. That'll help it later to come out of the sand. Help it release. A little brush there. Spread that baby powder around. Alright, now let's get some sand in here. And I will wham it up, as they call it. Perfect mixture, I would say. You know, we've done a lot of reading, watched a lot of videos on it, and it seems like ours is harder to get parts to release from. And I'm not quite sure why that is. Our proportions of clay to sand or to water might be off, or we might be using the wrong type of sand. Ashtray sand, but we got it the rock.
Did you already talk about the ratio that you have there?
Was it 20 to 1 by weight?
It might have been that.
It's been a while since we made this.
Yeah, I think we've had this sand maybe a year now.
Yeah, we've gotten quite a few uses out of this. Occasionally adding a little bit of this or that to it. Because some of it does get burned, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
It gets kind of gross and gunky, so we throw it away. Especially if we're doing foam and we're burning foam out of a part. We will throw away a lot of that. But it was either 10 to 1 or 20 to 1, supposedly by weight. I think we just eyeballed that. 20 parts sand to 1 part clay by weight. I got the clay at Wilco Farm Stores. It's called Well Driller's Clay. Supposedly another good way to get bentonite is to crush up kitty litter in a ball mill. That seemed like way too much work.
For the amount of material we had, that was way too much work.
Yeah. So we still have 95% of a big bag of Well Driller's Clay.
Is that it down there on the floor?
Yeah, I think it's this guy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So. Can't really read it, but hey.
So I'm just layering in the sand here, pounding it down. They make special tools for compacting the sand evenly. We don't have one of those yet. We'll be buying or making one eventually, I'm sure. But as I'm doing this, I'm making a void that looks like this in that sand. So when I flip it over and pull it out, I'm going to have half the void of our part. And that is what counts.
I'm going to set you on the tripod again here.
Sounds good. This part is pretty boring, pretty iterative. I'm just doing this a whole bunch.
I'll just remember it's looking at your back.
Because I think it makes a lot of hiss in the feed. And I'll turn it back on if I have anything important to say.
You turn it off, right? That's great.
I want this, when I turn it over, I want it to ultimately sit flat on the table. So it doesn't have to be dead flat, but it's the easiest way to just scrape it across with a stick. Like that, and get all the voids kind of filled in. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, because we're not, you know, this isn't touching the part. It's not going to make a difference in the outcome of the part. It just makes it sit flat. Go to flip this over, we will see. And I'm going to put this other half of the flask on top of it, like so. We've burned it with molten aluminum on more than one occasion. Our first flask is still the one we use most often. Works very well. We've got a couple others, but they're bigger, take more sand, take more time to use. To make this work, what do you think? I ought to powder this whole surface before I put these pins in? Alright.
Now you're talking about the sand surface as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to powder this sucker up here. I'll just do the wood part for now, and then I'll powder the whole thing when I put this on top. I think we're in danger of the wood not pulling apart. We use the powder, again, if that wasn't clear, we use that to make sure that the sand pulls apart, and the part pulls out of the sand. So, we got these little steel pins here, we have holes drilled in them for placement.
There we go. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, steel pins go in like so, part goes in on top of steel pins. That is pretty sturdy, that's good, that's what we want. Go ahead and give this whole thing a coat of baking powder. One of these days we're going to have to get unscented talc because
Yeah, the smell of baby powder is
overpowering.
yes, ever
It smells like babies all up in our Manly area here. And
well, yeah. No, I don't know about you, but my
confusing.
crotch does not smell like baby powder. So.
It's confusing to passing women folk that it smells like babies in here.
When is the last time we've had someone female in here?
Christina played cards last week.
Oh,
Here,
okay. Yeah, you're right. All right. All right.
Yep. All right, so I got the other side of the box on. Can you see that okay in the camera?
Yeah, we're equal opportunity poker players here.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to go work on filling this up with sand. I'm going to turn the mic off again because, again, it's pretty boring.
Yeah, and your mic's cutting out anyway, so I need to check your battery.
All right. This top's not going to be flat. It's going to be the part where we put all the gates and the porthole. So I'm going to turn the mic off, and I'll be back in a minute.
What'd you say? Yeah. Well, yeah, these wireless mics are crap. So note to self, next purchase I'm going to make, better wireless microphones. Hopefully something that has a little, like, I don't know, you can hear a lot of hiss and noise. Especially with this guy. I don't know why mine sounded okay, but also my mic's hot, so, you know, keep that in mind.
Alright, I'll try not to say
Okay. What are your feelings on Hill Dog? Yeah, okay. Let's not talk politics.
Oh, that's not.
I'm gonna go see how the melt is going.
Cool. I can hear the furnace from back here.
Yeah.
Ramming speed. Is ramming spelled with one M or two? Looks kind of funny to me for some reason. Live titles. We'll do it live. Of course, that's an overused phrase here. How about center? That did nothing. Great. Let me go back. That's about the best I can do. How is that even possible? How is that even possible?
Okay. Yeah. That looks like crap, but okay. I'll bring this over. Okay. Yeah. Oh, here. Do you want to talk?
All right. Well, the melt is progressing outside. We're back here. I got done ramming up the top section, either the cope or the drag, whatever it's called. So the next step is going to be to pull this open and remove the pieces, remove the white bits of the mold. Oh, and then we should also show you, Mike mentioned in the early preliminary thing, yeah, we made 2 of them. These are sand cores, and we use these. This is hard, not super hard, but hard enough to stand on its own. And you use these when you're trying to make a void in a casting like this, as we are, because we're making, like a bracket for a tripod leg. So this is going to form the void where the leg goes, and the part will go around that. And that'll be more obvious when we open it up. But we got the core made up here. This is the trickiest, most obnoxious part here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this open, and we'll get trying to pull the parts out. Just going to lift straight up. Got those pins in there. How's it look? Hey, all right. That doesn't look too bad. Set that top bit aside right now. We'll pull these pins, and Mike, do you have any suggestions, maybe using these holes to get these out of here? Mike's a little bit better at getting parts out of sand than I am. Mike's got some ideas. But he can't tell you about them because I stole his microphone. There's a little one sitting there. Where did I put it? I'm going to let Dr. Mike go to work here. That's called wrapping. Trying to create a little bit of separation from the sand. Ooh, looks like it's working. And he's going to use those holes and see if we can do a little bit of operation here. If this actually worked on the first try, I'm going to be tickled. Ah, yeah. See around the edge, it's getting a little bit pulling up slightly. We've got a large assortment of little scraps of wood that we use to kind of hold edges down as we pull them up. And this is where I'm talking about, I don't think our recipe for sand is quite right. It sticks to the part. And to me that, how's the shot look was the question? We'll look at the monitor and let you know. It's a pretty nice shot of your hands and you got a lot of your shoulder in it, but that's fine. The part is dead center. So he's pushing those edges back down a little scrap of wood. He's going to try again to lift that out. The end is still being a problem. Remember, the end is not actually part of the part. Yeah, so we care about that a little bit, but not super much because that's where the core is going to go. Not the biggest concern. Oh no. Ooh. Yeah. Alright, so we got a little bit of extra here. And then you can see that with that broke off. I'm going to use the spoon here. Use this spoon to pull out some of this extra. Again, we're going to have the core in there, so I'm not concerned that the walls are going to be ugly or what have you. And we got a little bit here. Go into the part and then that's the critical dimension, so we got to be careful with that. This little bit right here, this top part, is what interacts with everything else. So it's the part that we care about the shape of. So this is okay. It's not perfect. I'm going to go ahead and set it aside and try and do the same thing with the top section. This one I have to be even more careful with because I didn't go all the way to the back, all the way to the top, so I can't put a lot of downward pressure on it. Not that I was trying to. Flip this over. This one looks as good as the other one did. There's the old safety wrap. Like so. Looks like there might be a little bit of wiggle in there. Alright. Now I'm going to get it, that was a chopstick. Oh, Lord. Oh, that was bad. Okay. Alright. Alright, as long as the piece doesn't come out, it's not a disaster. I don't think that's going to help. So what I'm going to do is go in like this. A piece of wood strapped on the back. Yes, I'm going to pick my critical edge. Yeah, this part is the hardest part, the trickiest part. It's kind of nerve-wracking sometimes, and I think we would get better at it and have a better time.
Well, that sounds terrible. Yeah, these microphones are garbage. Okay. And I don't have a mic cable long enough to go in there. Well, screw it. I'm just gonna go full nets. Level mic, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, you can hear me. Good. Okay. Hopefully this microphone sounds a little better, and I sound better too. Greg, you were saying earlier, what are you going to try now?
So we're getting ready to put the core in. This whole
Okay.
area here, you can see, is just to hold the core in place.
Yeah, so that extra void there at the end, that has little to do with the actual piece.
Which is why I didn't care that this end was damaged.
Yeah, so it was not a good parting, but it's good enough for what we're going to do, because that part does not matter. As he was stating earlier, probably didn't hear that if you're watching the video earlier, that the top part that has a kind of a funky angle, the opposite end that he's trying to put this in, is the most important part, because that actually defines where the tripod leg is going to stop. So it's important that we retain that shape. But let's see, is it not balancing well?
What do you mean?
Because that's supposed to be longer than the void in the new piece.
Right. This is just, remember how this was a slightly wider diameter than the...
Oh, right. Yeah, because I couldn't find ABS or PVC pipe that was the right size. Yeah, hold it up a little. No, you're actually pretty darn close. I just didn't want it lower in the shot. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So you can see.
This to fit this rather than that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go and do the same on this side. Don't mind me.
Let's see if I can move the camera for you.
No, don't worry about it.
But well, I'm doing it anyway
Okay.
because I don't want to stare at your back, and I'm sure people watching the video don't care.
Just doing my best here. Hopefully that's good enough.
Gonna stay in place?
Yeah, I think so. I think that'll work.
Those notches on the side of the core piece are from having to Dremel the piece of PVC this was made with, and it made scores in the core. So we were not able to just push it out of the tube. So
Yeah. All right, so now comes the part, the ever important part, where we're gonna gate this thing up. So you have a melt going out there, by the way?
oh yeah, I can check on that.
All right. Well, you want to just lay the mic down, pointing at me, and I'll talk through this.
Yeah, I don't know where to put this stupid thing. Need more duct tape.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah.
That's probably good. Yeah.
Well,
I can work one-handed. No, I can't.
this is all the cord I got.
Cord you got, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little bit of a problem.
Let's just make our home audience cringe a little.
Here, I'll figure it out. You go check on the melt. Are we turned on? Yeah, there's no switch on this guy.
Nope.
All right.
That's because it isn't a Radio Shack microphone.
This is just crummy mic that Mike had laying around, as it were. Okay, cut me off. Is the mic live again?
Yeah, we're on again.
All right. So I'm using this chunk of a mop handle that we cut up. Not the perfect tool for it, but I'm going to cut the gate. So this. Oh man, I'm glad I said that out loud. I was about to do it in the wrong place. All right. Set this aside. This is the bottom. the mold. And this is the top. Got a lot of crud in it. I'm not sure I like that. Pour some of it out. Alright, so I'm going to pick a place that I like. I want to pour into the thinner part so that we don't freeze up in the thicker part. And I'm not sure that's the right way to do it, but that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut myself a tube called a sprue. Cut myself. I'm just twisting this here so it doesn't make a lot of force and push the sand out of the flask. That'd be really bad. I got sand in there. Eventually, we're going to break through the other side.
And you're being gentle here because there's a void actually below this sand that's not showing right now. The sand does not go to the base of the wooden box that you see here, the flask, top half of the flask, which again we can't remember which is the cope or the drag. So feel free to laugh at us if you actually know which one is which.
Feel free to go to hell.
Or do that, whatever. It's a YouTube video, not a cop.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so now the important thing is that I line this hole up. I'm going to place where this hole is. And, see, there's the pile of sand I pushed out on the other side. Make sure that we get that in the same position and make a little place for it to splash down on the other side. So, where's the ruler? I need a ruler here.
Right in front of you, on the shelf.
Yeah, bingo. All right, so if we are looking at it from this side here, I want to know. This is how I do it. I know it's probably not the perfect solution, but we are 4 inches from the left side, and we are 3 3/8 up from the bottom. So 4 inches from the left side. I'm going to come over to the other part here.
4 left, 3 3/8.
4 left is right about there. 3 3/8. Right about there. So that's the part. That's where we need to let it splash down when it comes through. So I'm going to give myself a little room for error here. Scoop out a place for that to go. I'm going to get all the debris out so it doesn't push into the part itself when it actually comes through. All right, I'm going to cut a little channel in the sand. That's, I guess, what you'd call a gate.
Yes.
Yeah, gate.
Gate, and then we have a riser on the other side.
Yeah. So there's some interesting trickery about like the hydrodynamics of the molten metal. So you want to make it big enough to get in, but not so big that it changes the shape of the part. And then I am going to go over here, stay in this part. I'm going to go to this corner here.
Did you already cut the sprue on the other one there?
I haven't yet. I'm going to
Okay.
do it here, find the placement, and then I'll go cut it over here.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to take this flat that isn't critical, and I'm going to make that it's basically an indicator. It's a second sprue that lets us know when the part is full because the molten metal will come to the top. So I'm going to cut that there. And I'm going to measure where it goes. That's about 2 inches from the left side and 2 inches from the left side, 2.5 down from the top. So I'm going to go over here. From the left side, 2.5 down the top, something like that. Again, it doesn't need to be exact because I'm gonna cut a tube cut through here. Sorry for my back.
We can see it. That's good. Yeah.
Alright. Like I said, this is just where the excess is going to come out and kind of let us know that we're done. We can stop pouring now.
And we're gonna do. Are we gonna cut a wire vent on the other side of the body of the working piece or the workpiece?
I would like to, because as you pour it in, there's air trapped in there, and it's not perfectly airtight, but it can be airtight enough to create flaws when you go to actually look at the finished part. So
You have a spider friend there hanging down.
hello, spider friend. So I am going to take. You got this little tool, just a little loop of copper wire that we've used multiple times, a little stick, and I'm going to find. Where did we say? So opposite
Yeah.
this vent, we wanted to come straight down into the part, right?
We could just have it go right into the part.
Yeah, I'm actually going to come at it from the other side. So
Yeah.
we don't, because when you poke the wire through, sometimes it makes a little boop out the back, and I don't want that in my part. So I'm going to start here, and I am going to poke through the part and out the top. That makes me nervous, but here we go.
Everybody at home is on pins and needles.
I'm on pins and needles.
Oh, okay. Well, you should let them be, at the edge of their seat,
All right.
not us.
I think we're through here. And that'll just make like a little tiny dot on the part, a little raised dot that can easily be sanded off.
And hopefully we will be seeing that here after we do a good, successful pour.
Yes, because we are going to do a good successful pour, by God, despite our terrible sand.
Just got to make sure we get that core.
This is actually not the first time we've done a core, but it's the first time we've done one quite so precise, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
you want me to just do it?
yeah. Just go ahead and set it in there. I think that at the end they'll get the point.
Alright, the walls are about equal thickness there.
And it's not going to fall down on you. You can let go of it, and
Nope, it is going to fall down. Shit.
can we
Shoot you back a little bit.
scoop and move it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to have to.
We'll have to do on both pieces, though. And shouldn't matter. Turns out the piece is not going to stay. The core is not going to stay in place, so we're going to make a little extra room and hopefully balance it out here. It only has to balance until we close it, so.
Close, I'm going to pack some sand in around the backside
Why are you packing sand back there?
just to see if it keeps it balanced.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That was enough.
Excellent. Okay, so,
Alright, we're on the clock.
and we're sure that's going to fit into the top piece.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
I think I did quite a bit of
I think. Okay. All right. Gotta get the alignment set here.
Moment of truth, because flip this over.
Coming down. Looking good. Oh, it got nicked.
Where?
Look at it.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay. Delicate.
Do you want to set the piece down? Maybe we can. Should we moisten it?
No.
Okay.
Shit balls. All right.
Yeah, just set that down.
Emergency here.
That's okay. It's okay.
Great big piece broken off of that, too. Whew. Okay.
Set
Flush
that-
out of there.
I was gonna say, don't hold the core in your hand while you're working. Okay, part of the core has come undone, and I'm doing a little damage control here. Is that as far up as you can go?
It'll balance there.
Okay.
Take a little bit more material out of here to make it fit.
Yeah, and that's okay because
Yeah, that's not.
that may not even have aluminum touch it at all. It might try to slip past. I don't know. Well, we might get a very interesting shape out of this if it slips through the void between the core and our sand in the flask. Okay. Looking good. Is it going down for you?
Mostly.
See, you have a bit of space on your right-hand side.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
You see all the sand shift? You see the cracks in the top?
I did not see that. I did not want to hear that.
All right. Well, the nails go in, so we are aligned. Mostly.
Is the yeah, okay. It's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Let's
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and try and pour this, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So let's no more touchy.
All right, no more touchy. So we move it on the board.
Okay, so I'm going to
delicately AF.
Oh, let's try to get this out of your way. Without destroying my camera. And away he goes. I look like Bob Barker here with his microphone. If Bob Barker would wear a blue uniform. Okay. And you might be able to see that. Yeah, okay. We'll get on the camera in a second. Oh, we lost a viewer. We lost a viewer. We went from a 2 to 1. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. Let's get this done.
Hey, that's one more person that has ever watched this.
Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna set that.
All right, I'm gonna let you melt or pour because you're cheap stuff here.
Okay, here we go.
Wait, you want to bring the mold there or somewhere else?
What do you say?
I want to move the mold. Alright, where's our tongs?
Tongs. That's true.
Alright. Got no sound, right?
Basically. There's a mic pot over there.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm all time. Alright, I'm gonna get ready to cut you.
Hold on.
You want to do a dip first or you want to cut now?
Let me just get more of the shot there. Okay. We gotta pull the top.
Alright, I'll put the top. I got close.
Yeah, just cut it. It'll stay hot for a long time. Make sure to shut both valves. Ready? Which side should I pour out of?
Tell which one. I would go as far away from the cuts as you can. You're pouring into the one with the bigger hole. Then push it to the center. Clear. Oh my god. That's a problem we've never had before.
Whoa, it's spilling outside.
Alright.
Thank you, safety materials. Ain't no shutting that down. might have short shot it because of that.
Let's see, it built up. You know, you got a good pour, and then it just went boom. I go down one shot.
That has a bubble in it, so stay clear.
I only went on the far side.
And for those watching at home, that was not expected. You see hot aluminum came out of the side of the flask and is currently burning away at the wooden structure. As it cools down, we should be able to put that fire out. Are you sure about that? Maybe you should use the real mask. I'm concerned about that bubble.
I'm going to be on this side. I'm going to stay on this side.
All right. So it sounds like Greg is going to try and do something really dangerous and move this puddle. There we go. Okay. It looks like it has solidified enough. Did that splatter when it hit the bottom?
No.
Okay. So it did solidify enough. There was a bubble in for a while, so I was concerned about touching it. But it looks like the flames are out. And now we get to play the waiting game to see what happened on the inside. This is a pretty unsure situation here. Because, yeah, we had part of the flask, I don't know if you heard that earlier, had cracked, and some of the sand had cracked and fallen down when we put them together. And now, and with all this aluminum that spit out the side, it's possible that it ended up being short shot. So, in the sense that there's not enough aluminum in there because it all poured out the side instead of solidifying inside of the flask. So, we're going to wait. Greg says shoddy moldsmanship. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, I'm going to turn this off. We're going to go back and see if I burned my hand. Yeah.
Is this the end of Zombie Shakespeare? And our favorite flask? I love it. We know who our viewers are.
Our one viewer. Microphone is still hot.
Yeah.
I don't
Hello,
know.
one viewer. Thank you for being.
You know that
one
this
viewer.
will be recorded and then other people can watch it later, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's also cool.
Oh wait, that's copywritten. I can't do that on YouTube.
I have no particular desire to wait to crack that open.
You want to do it right here? Get some gloves on and crack her?
It's
What about the sand, though? Crack it here. Should we do it in back? Okay, we're going to turn that back up. And we're going to try and crack this and see just how terrible this is. And hope that the audio is actually recording. So, I'm going to move this back. Just a second here. Okay, so we got our screen here. It's to help us break apart that sand. It's also very hot still. The sand retains a lot of heat, sand and the moisture in there as well. As you can see, yeah, a once nice cabinet door. That was nice. It was a nice flat piece we had once.
Well, it'll still work.
Yeah, all right. We have the others.
This flask is salvageable.
Yeah. Oh man, don't even. I hope it is, because I really hate making these things there. Surprisingly, making a box is a little more difficult than I'd like. But if you had maybe a tenon joint. All right, now watch this drive. Okay, what's our whoa? Well, okay, that's not bad. We have a lot of we have a lot of flash over there that's going to need a lot of grinding.
That's where it leaked.
Oh, it went through.
Overdoing the core.
Yeah, okay. Hold on, let me
this, if you
can you turn that towards the light more?
I can try. If you look, this is sand core here.
That was a hard core that we had set in there, and that's supposed to make a void.
This is the area that we spooned out to try and make the core sit in there nicely to extend into the body of the part. And in doing that, we made some channels along the side where some aluminum snuck in, puddled up here, and then we didn't leave enough sand wall on this side, and it burst through the sand kind of all at once as Mike was building the pressure. If you saw it, as he was pouring, it went, good pour, kaboom, and just spurted out the side. So that was probably this puddle building up the pressure and bursting out right here, which
I think that's probably good, but you know what I want to know? What does the other side of that thing look like?
Boy, that's a good question, Mike. How are we going to find that out?
I don't know. Maybe by poking it with a stick. Holy crap. How bad is it?
Unusable because if you notice...
Hold on, let me get some focus here. The stupid microphone. Okay, so... Can you rotate that counterclockwise about 45 degrees at least? Maybe we can move that whole sand piece out. Okay. Okay, so... Yeah, so it looks like it was not successful.
Not as bad as I was expecting, but let me get it oriented toward the camera the right way. Got a ton of contraction here in the thick part of the part.
Yeah.
And so contraction, if you took physics, it's what happens when stuff cools. Most things are smaller when they're cold, when they're solid than when they're liquid. So as they cool, they shrink. There's ways to combat that, building like a riser to keep pressure of liquid metal that keeps forcing more liquid metal in as it solidifies. We didn't do that. But this contraction was probably also influenced by this huge drop in pressure that happened when that tiny little thin layer of sand gave way and we shot a bunch of metal all over the driveway.
Which I will later have to scrape up when it's cold.
Yes. Yeah, we should be able to use it again, though.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly good metal. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, but this is supposed to look like this, and instead, it's paper thin. So
is it actually really that thin? I can't quite tell from here.
Looks unusably thin. I will break some of these pieces off
punch out that core, maybe.
Yeah.
That's actually, I guess that's going to be a lot harder than said than done.
I don't know. How fond are you of these screwdrivers?
Screwdrivers will be fine.
Yeah, the hardest thing in here is aluminum. So. All right. As we get the core out, we can.
Oh, okay. I have my bearings now. I see that that's
Really thin and wrinkly. Just looks like
Yeah.
foil on top. Yeah, I'm poking through it.
yeah. Okay, but the other side, if we flip that a little,
Yeah, if I flip it over, you'll see what the part's supposed to look like.
yeah. So that looks a lot better. So I think we need to use.
Solid metal.
You think we need to use the bigger flask, or do we need to shore up how we do the core? You want to do a post-mortem in front of the other camera?
Yeah.
All right.
You want me to drag this out?
Is that going to be cold enough?
Oh, no, this is going to be too hot to touch for at least an hour. Unless
Oh.
you want to dunk it in water.
I don't have a dunk bath ready.
Okie dokie. Alright. Well, can we do our post-mortem here, or do you want to...
Yeah, I don't really care. I was
All right.
going to do it sports reporter style, but whatever.
What did we learn today, Chet?
Oh, yeah. My name is not Chet. That's what we learned.
Well, fine.
Okay.
And I'm all sweaty from handling hot metal in a hot shop.
That and the microphone cable doesn't actually reach that far.
Alright.
And whatever that smell is, it's terrible.
I think that might be the burning silicate binder. over that.
Oh, yeah. Sodium silicate mixed with silica sand makes a somewhat solid object when you gas it with CO2. Something about CO2 causes them to kind of bind together. But not completely. It doesn't turn into a solid mass. You can break it apart.
As we did.
Don't ask me. I'm not a chemist. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that was what the binder, the core was made of, rather. And
Yeah, sure.
if I,
Nobody can actually see that.
Yeah,
So,
it's just sand, kind of hard and crunchy.
yep.
Good enough to pour metal on, but not good enough to kill a man. I don't know.
Yeah, from the proper height, you know.
Yeah, this is still giving off a crap load of heat. And that's not going to be safe to touch for a while. Let's see, what else do we want to say about it? Obviously, everything went sideways when we started shooting aluminum out the side of the flask. That is not
Sideways.
how it's supposed to work.
Yes, it's sideways. Yes, that's very,
apt.
very apt. I'm going to move back to the desk here. Let's
All right.
say goodnight. As Greg pokes at the husk of a failed aluminum casting. Yes. Broken dreams. Okay. Hey, we have 4 people watching according to this, so I don't know who they are, but thanks for... Oh, hey, it does say some people are here. Hello, everybody, if you're still watching. We're about to close up here, if Greg will get out here. If you have some pliers or something, maybe? Do we have... Safe place to... Yeah, I don't think so. Does the caps lock actually work? And center. Okay. Greg's gonna bring out the piece. Talk about it real quick. Maybe this camera will move for me. Okay. You got it? Okay. Whew. I'll tell you, it does feel really hot out here when you're working with molten aluminum. So anyway, as you can see, sort of, that
This is our failed part.
And I'm guessing... Ow!
Yeah.
Let me use a pointing stick.
Good idea. Chet.
My name is not Chet. Chaz. I don't know what your name. Okay, so a piece. If we take a look here, it kind of looks like it there, but just ignore this part here. Those will be cut off normally anyway. This is where we put that sand core in, and there's still some sand in there. But if we flip it over, you can see.
See where we went wrong.
Yeah, the other half is basically non-existent. I don't know what that noise was. Okay. Hopefully nothing's exploding outside. You turned off the gas, right?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Well, we'll just have to try it again, I guess. We still have the wood mold. They don't have to recreate that part. We might use a bigger flask, I think. Might be a better idea.
Yeah, we'll make up another little batch of sand, I think, because we barely had enough sand to fill that smaller flask. Which
we have a bucket of sand that we don't normally keep in there.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, we made up a bunch of it one time and then put some in a 5-gallon bucket and set it aside. So we can use some of that.
Yeah.
Good call. Maybe use a bigger flask so we got more room to do the gates, to do the to get the core set over, and not run the risk of blowing out the side. I feel like that flask was probably big enough. I just didn't set it in right. I'm going to go ahead and take responsibility for jacking this one up because it didn't occur to me that we were going to get metal all the way over on this end.
Yeah, those did not expect that much to give out there. As you can see, there's actually a lot more space than we had thought. You look along the side,
and once it broke through, man, oh man, it shot a whole lot of metal out that side.
That'll make for some good video to review later. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and call it here tonight. Thank you for watching, and until next time.
Thank you.
Where the hell's the stop button? Oh, hi there. The mic's still hot.